So let's pray. Heavenly Father, we do want to thank you for your faithfulness over the past year. We do want to thank you for the years that your love has kept and guided us. We do want to recognise, Father, that some of us have had lows and highs this last year, and quite a lot of us maybe have had more lows than highs. Some of us have experienced loss this last year, Lord. Some of us have lost loved ones. And we do pray for your comfort for those folks who have lost loved ones this last year. Father, some of us have experienced losses in a different way. Some of us have lost a measure of health, whether it be physical or mental health. Some of us have lost stability in terms of finances. And Lord, we do pray for your grace and your love and your comfort if we have experienced losses. And we do thank you for your faithfulness. As we've already said, Lord, we thank you that there is nothing we can do that will mean that we lose your love and faithfulness to us. We cannot do anything, Father, that will mean that you don't love us anymore, because your word has promised. You are faithful, and your word says to come to you with thankfulness in our hearts, and we do that right now, Lord. And we do look forward to 2021 with confidence in a God who is faithful. Lord, many, many of us have proved your love over the past many, many years, and certainly over this past year. And so we commit ourselves and our loved ones to you for this next year, for 2021, with thankfulness in our hearts. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So we're just going to read Psalm 105 now, verses 1 to 6. Give thanks to the Lord. Call on his name. Make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him. Sing praise to him. Tell of all his wonderful acts. Glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles and the judgments he pronounced. O descendants of Abraham, his servant, O sons of Jacob, his chosen ones.
Okay then, so to help us look back over this very challenging year and then to look forward to 2021, we've borrowed a preacher's 4 points from their talk, each beginning with the letter R. And we've asked a number of folks from SEC to answer 4 R questions.
So our first R is return. What are you most looking forward to returning to after this is all over? And maybe you would indulge us to actually have the first reply. And I suppose for us, it's to do with being able to hug our grandchildren as often as we like. And also, we would like to return to welcoming other folks into our home when we want to.
Forward to things returning to normal, and I think what I'm looking forward to most is hugs. Actually, hugs are the thing that I've missed. Even when we met family in the summer, we were very good and maintained our social distancing. So yeah, hugs is one of the things, but also if I'm allowed to have the spontaneity, just being able to decide that you want to get up and go and do something on a weekend without having to forward plan.
The first R was return, and this was probably the easiest R for me to answer. The thing I'd like to return to is to have family and friends over whenever I want.
One of the things I'm most looking forward to is being able to travel and see family in Scotland when we get back to normal.
when the COVID restrictions are finally removed, I'm looking forward to returning to do lots of things I used to do before. Bottom of my list is returning to the hairdressers. But top is meeting up with family, friends, and colleagues, being able to hug and even just shake hands, which I really miss doing.
And something I'd like to return to would really be using our home to share with others. We've really missed having people round for dinner, having home group at our house, being able to have friends and church family just to spend time with and share our lives with. So that's something that I'd really like to return to this year.
So one of the things that I'd like to retain once lockdown is over is being able to make plans and being able to stick to them. So booking a holiday and not needing to reschedule and then postpone and then reschedule. That is something I'm really looking forward to.
So down to question 2, and this is retain. What have you started doing during lockdown that you want to carry on doing? For us, if I just give an example, I guess it's exercise. Pretty well every day we go out for a walk, ranging from anything from just 30 minutes or up to nearly all day. Or if we can't go out walking, maybe because of the weather or whatever, we spend 45 minutes on our exercise bike. So now let's hear what others want to retain.
One.
Something I would like to retain when things return to normal is the amount of outdoor time. I wouldn't have regarded myself as an outdoor type of person, but actually I've enjoyed spending more time outdoors, meeting up with friends and family for walks, and so that's something that I would endeavour to maintain.
One of the things I'd really love to retain once lockdown is over is the ability to work from home and have that flexibility, so not going into the office every single day, but retaining that ability to plan the week and plan energy and time.
The second one is linked to it. Something I'd like to retain, something we've been able to do is spend more quality time with the children rather than rushing to swimming lessons and activities and being really busy. We've been able to play games and make things out of Lego and just have really good conversations. So something I'd like to retain would be that quality time.
Retain. So with retain, I would like to retain the simplicity. Lockdown has made life far more simple, and although I still really need to work at it, I found that I've been able to move away from all the distractions that happened prior to the pandemic. So I'd like to retain simplicity.
One of the things we'd like to retain after this challenging year is our deep appreciation of Devon and the environment. We discovered this little walk up to Radden Hills and it's been fantastic. We've come here every couple of weeks in all seasons and in all weathers. I'll just show you some of the views. What a great place to come and appreciate our creator.
Something I will retain from the current time is more time for myself occasionally. So I will probably carry on working from home 2 days a week because I simply get more time, more things done in a day, and just reading and spending a little bit more time doing things solitary as well.
Well, thank you, folks. Our third R is resist. So what will you resist doing once we're back to normal? For instance, I have to confess I have found it extremely easy to wake up in the morning and think, got nothing on today, I'll turn over and go sleep again. That's something I really ought to resist. What about these others?
I would like to resist becoming over busy. One thing I've appreciated about the whole lockdown thing as the more unhurried way of life. Time to actually just be, and time to do things that I enjoy for myself. And I would hope that I would resist being too busy so that I can keep up with some of those things.
So one of the things I would like to resist next year, hopefully when lockdown ends, is running around the country, spending nights away, going to different offices. So at the same time, it's probably retaining the use of Zoom and Office to be able to get to talk to people and really make the most of all the new technology.
The third R is resist, and I would like to resist buying from big companies as much as possible and support local businesses, because I want the money that I make to make a real difference to somebody's life.
One thing I will resist is taking for granted being able to eat together, bring and share lunches and having coffee time after church.
The things I will resist doing, I think, are returning to pubs and restaurants too often, particularly fast food and pizza, because, cooking at home is easier and healthier.
Something I'd like to resist this year would be becoming overly busy. I think before the pandemic, we were really good at filling up our time. And I think we've had to reevaluate how we spend our time. So this year, I'd really like to spend time well.
Well, finally, our fourth and last R is radical. Is there something radical that you are going to do when we get back to normal? We actually struggled to think of something radical, but let's see if the others had some radical ideas.
And the last thing is something radical I'm going to do. Well, we were planning, a small church group were planning to climb 3 peaks in June 2020. This never happened because of COVID, so I would love it if that carries on and happens. I missed the opportunity to do it in my 50th year, so getting that done soon would be great. And also I'd like to actually give cycling up Snowdon a go as well, so maybe a bit of training for that.
So the last R was radical, and this was the hardest one for me to think up something I wanted to do that would be radical in 2021. And the reason was because 2020 has been really tough. Everyone has been affected. Relationships have been pulled to breaking points. Jobs have been lost. People have died. Negativity has been everywhere, and may I add, for good reason. But there have also been beautiful moments in the pain and the suffering. So my 2021 radical aim, whether we're back to normal or not, is to practice true joy in every situation. If there's one thing I've realised, it's that joy is a choice, it's not a feeling. I'm choosing to trust in the Lord, that He has the best plan for my future. Therefore, in the hurricanes of this life, I will trust that my future is secure, and therefore I can practice joy. And I came across a passage that I really liked, and I hope that you will take courage from this true. So it's from Lamentations, and it's 3:22 to 26, and it goes as follows. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for His compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for Him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. And therefore, we can choose true joy. Thanks, everybody.
So a big thank you to everyone who has contributed and shared about what they have learned during this pandemic. Now let's just see what Jeremiah has to say that may be a help to us in 2021 as this pandemic rages on. Let's read a couple of verses from Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 7 and 8. But blessed is the man or woman who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. He will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit. So basically, his message to us is simply trust in the Lord. Yes, we know wearing masks is good, and we hope that having the vaccine is going to be very good. And whilst social distancing from each other is so necessary as well, conversely, Jeremiah is saying that we can flourish and have abundant strength if we stay close to God and be like a tree whose roots go deep into the water. How do we do that? As we move into 2021, by allowing our roots to be trained to go deep down into God and his word. Then we will be prepared and ready to cope with whatever 2021 may bring. So let's sing another song. For the joys and for the sorrows, for this I have Jesus.